going on, my people? This is your host, Blanche Eden with Black Trending News. We are recording episode 13 tonight, and we're going to be talking about Mr. Kanye West here. His new album coming out, his 9th album, which was originally titled Yandhi, is now Jesus is King. We're going to be talking about his Sunday service. Excuse me. What some Christians have, there's some thoughts about it. His merchandise. Some people are outraged by the prices of his merchandise that he's selling. The fact that he's paying a choir to travel around. I don't see what's wrong with that, but some people find it to be, more business than Christian. I also want to really talk about Kanye's past decline in his album sales, which leads me to, just maybe think that's perhaps why he's touring right now, because this is basically a promotion for his 9th album. That's how I look at it as. I think it's a combination of things. It's a tour, it's a promotion, it's business, it's merchandise selling, it's concert, it's Christ, as he calls it, and he's changing his life over. But I want to go over the decline that he's had in his album sales over the years. So let's get into it. I want to start with, why some Christians are rejecting Kanye West's Sunday service and Jesus is King. Even the album title they find to be a blasphemy. According to the New York Post, Kanye West may have come to Jesus, but Christians aren't buying the born again Yeezus. On the eve of West's new gospel album, Jesus is King, which is expected to drop in one form or another this weekend, following his latest Sunday service performance, the online Christian community has revived its sermon against the 42-year-old rapper's co-opting of their culture. Hundreds of hellfire haters are firing up the Twitterverse, but the controversy about West's invocation of religious imagery in his work has been around since the early 2000s. Critic and self-proclaimed Christian Charlene Kalina 68 says her faith is constantly mocked because of the strange and weird behavior of people like this man. He may be trying to understand Jesus in his own limited way, and we cannot judge another's soul, the commercial real estate professionals tell the Post. People who follow Christ sense something is not right with this scene. The Post has reached out to a West spokesperson for a response to critics such as Kalina's. Online, hundreds of the faithful felt the album title alone was blasphemous. Jesus is King is trending on Twitter. They're talking about the self-proclaimed God, Kanye West, who is a mere man. Others argue that West, whose famous friends describe as a born-again Christian, has made past statements that show his heart cannot possibly be in the right place. The way he talks about women in his other recent albums, I'm skeptical he knows the gospel, writes one Twitter critic. I am much more willing to believe Chance the Rapper is born again than Kanye. There is also the problem of inclusion. Kanye's Sunday service is invite only, which is a big problem, according to the premier Christianity magazine columnist Toby Ordean. My major issue with Kanye's Sunday service is that they appear to be exclusive clubs for the rich and famous, Ordean writes. The average person can't visit. Instead, we're kept at arm's length, merely watching on screens. A church or any gathering led in Christ's name should be open to everyone. End quote. Kanye's church also seems to be more of an ad campaign for his music and fashion brand. Ordean says he's employing a choir of people who are not only singing his songs, but are all dressed in his apparel. Is Christ really at the center of this gathering? I'm not sure he is, says Ordean. So that leads me to talk a little bit about Kanye's merchandise. So his clothes have slogans on them like Trust God, Holy Spirit, and of course, Jesus Walks. These slogans are splashed across a range of cotton sportswear like sweatshirts and sweatpants, plus the very essential Sunday service poncho. The goods were proffered at the Sunday service performance itself from both labeled church clothes. However, the collection of 8 pieces is also currently online, surely for a limited time. Those that aren't familiar with the price tags that come with West designed objects, specifically the Yeezy line, had mixed reactions about church clothes costing $225, like the dyed Holy Spirit crew neck sweatshirt. Okay. Also, the Kanye West merch store at Coachella has sweatshirts with prices ranging from $165 to $225. There are shirts for $70 and socks for $50. And the labels Good, which is owned by himself, and Def Jam are promoting his church clothes on their Twitter page. So we have to assume that these products are selling. You know, maybe not everybody can buy his, says here, Holy Grass from Kanye West's Coachella Sunday service sold for $100. Okay. Yeah, so this is why a lot of Christians, or people who love Jesus, people who believe in God, you know, however you want to label them, they are not feeling it. I don't know. I don't see this as being any different from a pastor in a church that has an offering going around. The invite only is a little strange. I'm not sure why he has invite only, but could be for a number of reasons. We can't assume, you know, anything. But let's keep going. So Jesus is King is the upcoming 9th studio album by American rapper Kanye West. The album follows a religious theme, with West describing it as an expression of the gospel. West had formed his Sunday service group in January 2019, performing gospel songs and covers of songs from his discography. Sunday service performed the song Water live prior to release. A concert film of the same name is set to be released simultaneously with the album. So that's pretty cool. The album will feature an array of guest artists, including Clips, Pusha T and No Malice, Ty Dolla $ign, Nicki Minaj, Kenny G, Fred Hammond, and Ant Clemens. The album features production from West, Pierre Bourne, Ronnie J, and Timbaland, among others. West quit using medication to treat his bipolar disorder and began recording in August 2018, originally announcing the album as Yandhi. The album missed 2 initial release dates in September and November 2018 under its original title, before being delayed indefinitely. In August 2019, West's wife Kim Kardashian re-announced the album as Jesus is King with a September 27th, 2019 release date. On that day, the album was delayed a 3rd time, and the release date was pushed to September 29th, 2019. This release date was also missed. So, who knows what's going on? It could be they're on the road, they're traveling. You know, albums get pushed back all the time. I don't think it's a huge deal. It could be a media thing, it could be a promotion thing. You might want to see how many people are looking forward to this. This is normal behavior for album release. We're at 10 minutes. So let's start talking about something I've noticed, because I mean it went in my mind, you know. I just wanted to, it passed my mind, like maybe, you know, because I was a huge Kanye West fan. I still am to an extent, somewhat, but I listen to his older stuff. I haven't really been interested in the newer stuff. It's just not the same. It's a lot of vulgarity and inappropriate speech. I mean, I cuss on my songs. I'm not the cleanest artist. I have clean music. I have music that's not clean. But some of it is just, doesn't have taste for me. I just don't have a taste for it. It's not tasteful. and I don't want to hear it. So I'm under the assumption a lot of his fans feel like that, like his music has changed. All this auto-tune is just overused. But I do listen to Kanye West still. So he is a very relevant artist. But I just feel like, maybe this has come about, this change in genre, a fresh new start has come from something maybe not so obvious, right? So back in 2004, The College Dropout, which is his first studio album, and that was released by Rockefeller and Def Jam. That album went three times platinum. Did very well. 3,358,000 copies. Outstanding, right? Brand new artist, and he did very well. 2005, which is the next year, also released by the same label, Rockefeller and Def Jam. That album did well, as 3 times platinum as well. 2 times platinum. 3,100,000 copies were sold. Okay. Then Graduation came out in 2007. 2 years later, took a little break. I'm sure a well-needed one. And that album dropped, so perhaps the break hurt him. Who knows what was going on at that time. I want to say he was with Kim Kardashian at that time, or maybe in the media with her. I'm not sure. I did read an interview earlier. There's an interview out about them talking about how they met. And there were so many people telling him to not get involved with her because of who she was. And she was stating that she loves him even more because he did not listen to those people. And people warned him, it's going to hurt your career. Who knows if that has anything to actually do with it, right? Like, who knows? Point is that they're married and they seem happy, I guess. They have a lot of children, 4 children together. So who knows if that has anything to do with it. But Graduation, which came out in 2007, only did 2,700,000 copies, which again is outstanding. 2 times platinum. How many people can say they did that, A lot of people, but not too many, right? And then 808 and Heartbreak came out in 2008. The next year, same label, Rockefeller and Def Jam. Again, a reduction in 1 million sales. 1,700,000 copies went platinum. And there's just a steady decline in his sales every time he releases an album. Then we go to 2010, take a little break. 2 years later, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, same label, Rockefeller and Def Jam, did 1,300,000 copies. 2 years later, not such a decline. Could have been something going on in the news with, I feel like when you're married to a Kardashian, you're always in the news and you always have something to say about you. So it could work for his benefit. Here we go. Yeezus came out 3 years later. Big break, right? By Def Jam only. And that didn't even hit 1 million sales in the U.S. It did 750,000 U.S. sales. It was certified platinum and gold, right? So we see a drop there. 3 years, perhaps it was too long. Who knows what was going on, right? You tell me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Then we had 3 years later again. Kanye West has been around for a very long time, people. The Life of Pablo, right? Released by Def Jam and his label Good. Now, the number of sales is not listed here. So I am going to make a hypothesis guess and say that it was less than 750,000 sales, which was what Yeezus did. And I'm only saying that because Ye only sold 85,000 copies in the US and went gold. So there is a steady decline. Ye was his 8th album. 85. I'm sorry, it wasn't his 8th album. Excuse me. I believe the Ye and then the collaboration he did with Kid Cudi, excuse me, jeez. Kids See Ghosts in 2018, that did 101,000 sales. Was not certified. 101,000 sales. So again, there was a decline, right? Watch the Throne with Jay-Z, that collaboration album, of course, did platinum, certified platinum, 2 million worldwide. Worldwide, not in the US. But that's still a certified platinum album. But his solo albums took a hit. And it's a mystery. Let me know what you think in the comment section. 85,000 sales on the Ye album. Yeah, I mean, and there's no listing for the sales of Life of Pablo. So if you know what that was, go ahead and put it in the comment section as well. I'd like to know if it did drop. I wish Kanye West the best of luck with this new album. I mean, nobody really knows what's going on, whether he's genuine or not. You know, it's music, so people are going to buy it. You know, they're either here for it or they're not. We'll see when the numbers come out. Have a good night and thank you for listening. Please leave a comment, share this video, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you will know every time I put a video out. Peace out. Have a good night.